Bring it right back to me, baby. No, we've been here before. Give me the real this time, no cap.
What's going down, Gag Crew? So, this is Love and Hip Hop Miami, Season 6, Episode 12. What we not gonna do. So yeah, child, we'll go on ahead and see what this episode has to give. Hopefully, it gives something. So, let's find out. Sugar child, honey bun. So, the episode starts off with Bobby, Tree, and Joy. Sitting down, eating, talking. Bobby, your lips, whatever you've done to them, honey, they are horrible. Like whenever I saw your face in the camera, it just immediately went to your top lip. Like they look like two butt cheeks sitting there. Like whatever you trying to do to them, honey, please stop it because it looks horrible enough as is. Please leave your face, your lips, your nose, your ears, whatever. Leave it alone, Bob. That's that. So Tree starts talking about her argument with Gael and how it led down to people calling her out with the Haitian community calling her out for calling Gael and Claudia or Claudette all type of voodoo ass bitches and cat eating hoes. And apparently that's derogatory in the Haitian community. No offense to my Haitians. And she talked about how she had to call the leader of the Haitian community and explain the situation, and she had to let her know that she was being provoked and blah blah blah. And to Tree's credit, she was being provoked. I mean, Gael and Claudette or Claudia had nothing to do with the situation, and they damn sure shouldn't have been speaking for Flo. I don't care what none of y'all come in the comments and say. Yes, Flo would have been fine bringing people with her, but she should have brought people that know how to act and know how to have couth, and not two people that's willing to do anything to be on camera. Be clear. Claudia or Claudette just wants to be on camera because Flo ain't nobody lesbian. Flo just mad at Marlon, and she feels like the best way to get mad at Marlon is with a woman. But Flo, if you was really gonna make him feel a way about being with a woman, you should have went out and got a stud that actually has something like Melissa or like Natasha J. Seals stubbing round there the basketball wives. Like somebody like that would have probably made him feel away. Not Claudette or Claudia. Like I don't believe none of that. But I'm being real with you. I don't believe that girl. I don't believe none of that at all. And it's just like y'all keep all of that. When it comes to that, I'm on Tree side, and I'm on Tree side with something else. What she said was said to them two hoes, not everybody in the Haitian community. Y'all do that live. You know, I like what I'm not even dealing with that. Whatever. The Haitian community got the right to feel any way they want to feel. Tree, you should have known better. You knew it was wrong because you from there. You knew it was wrong because your ass shouldn't have said it. I don't care how mad you was at them. You shouldn't have said it. I don't care how mad you was at them. You shouldn't have said it. Apparently, because it's derogatory. So because it's derogatory, you shouldn't have said it. You should have known that. It was other avenues you could have went. Um, uh what else? And then they get an invite to Amara's makeup line for Eternal Beauty by way of Bobby. And Tree said she'll see what she feeling like. So, you know, I guess they can't move unless they master move. I don't know. Moving on. You want to know something, Super Cindy? Out of everything that I was giving you, you know what? You all right with me. Shout out to Super Cindy. You know something? Zoe Binks, you learned a very valuable lesson in this scene, and that is you never know who God gonna send your way to be your blessing. So we see Wyclef first and foremost. Shout out to Wyclef John, honey. Look. That's Wyclef, girl. We ain't even got to get into Wyclef because we all know Wyclef. We all know Wyclef resume, and that's a legend right there. Like we ain't even got to get on Wyclef. Okay, we ain't got to get on him. We ain't got to get on King. We ain't got to get on him. And apparently Super Cindy has a rapport with him, and she invited Zoe Binks to come through because apparently he saw the cipher and he liked Zoe. He liked Zoe. He liked what he saw. He liked what he heard. They're both of the same descent. I think they're both Haitian American or whatever the case. And he liked what he saw. He saw something in her. He wanted to meet her. And it was by way of Super Cindy. So shout out to you, Super Cindy. Super Cindy, shout out to you. I appreciated you doing that for her. I did. And so yeah, you learned a very valuable lesson, Zoe, and I'm glad that you learned it. All right, I'm glad that you got the opportunity to meet him, and hopefully you really do. Hopefully he a man of his word. Hopefully he's a man of his word. He's about what he say, and we'll see you out here soon, sis. Shout out to you. Don't worry about Suki. Don't worry about Joy. Don't worry about none of them. You met a real legend, Wyclef. And you saw how your first meetup with him was. It was nothing like Tree Tree. Now, was it? We'll be back. First of all, Amara, why the hell would you show up to a damn back to school event, stuffing backpacks with Safari down to the church house in that two short ass skirt? Like Amara, why would you think that would be a good idea to show up in the church house with a shorts mini skirt on? Like that was way too short, Amara. And if you knew it, and it don't matter that you was down to the fellowship hall. Like, have more respect for God in the church house than that, Amara. I know that's probably the first time you stepped up in one in a long ass time, but have a little bit more respect, a lot of bit more respect for God and Jesus in His house and His temple and the reverence and folk like that. Like the women don't get to walk up in there like that. You can't walk up in there like that. Like they should have made you turn around and put some damn pants on. That's what they should have did. I don't know that, but anyway, we get down to Safari and his back to school event down to the church house. He wanted to do something nice to the pastor that wasted his time to talk to them and counsel them on a thick ass relationship. And so he decides to give everybody a 10-minute break to pull a Marva to the side to let her know about Vanshay and her stunt. But come to find out, she got called out about it all over social media when it happened. So she already knew. Then she wanted to box Safari in a corner and ask him, did he believe her or take up for her because she had no idea what happened. She must have photoshopped it or something. Vanshay is good at stuff like that because she will never say anything like that about two children. Amara is BS. I don't believe it was Photoshop. I'm gonna be honest. Do I think Vanshay is just doing way too much? Yes, I do. But do I think that she would go so far as to do that on you? No, I don't. I'm gonna be honest. I don't. I don't. Amara, I believe you did it. I do, Amara. I believe you did it. I do because you already backed the way up off her when the situation with the GoFundMe already happened. You already backed up, you backed off and backed the way up from her. That's why she's so damn mad at you now. I believe it, Amara. I believe it. I believe it. I believe you did it. I do. And that's the real reason why she holds such a damn grudge with you. I don't think it has nothing to do with this friendship. I don't think it had nothing to do with that. I believe it had everything to do with you laughing at that post. That's what I think. That's where I think the source of Vanshay anger comes from. That's really what I think. And that's why I said Vanshay is a little girl to me. Because Vanshay, that should have been your issue from the very beginning. You liked and laughed at a post that hoped that my daughter died over this GoFundMe situation. Vanshay should have just said that. It had nothing to do with the whole thing of you stopped being my friend when I needed you the most, and you did it, and then you trying to act like we was never friends. Me and you been friends for a long time, and and you was over my house. Nah, that wasn't why you was mad. You was mad at the post. You should have just said that. But anyway, now Amara says this is the straw that broke the camel back. Now she don't want to be with him no more because he had to think about whether or not she's that type of person that would be low down enough to do that. Yeah, you are, Amara. I believe you are. I do. I believe you are. And Safari does too. Shay does too. Von Shay does too. I'm be honest. Everybody up there on that cast, I'm gonna be real. Whether they're said to you in your face or not, they believe that you are that type of person that would do that. Yeah, you are. You're a selfish person. You've been a selfish person, and I've always felt that way about you, Amara. It's always about you and your feelings, and never about what you've done to nobody else. Is your feelings the only ones in the room that matter? And you've proven that in a lot of situations. Sorry, that's just the way I feel about it. But whatever. Moving on. Child TWD gets some new teethers in his head, and the Doublemint twins go up there with their tails between their legs to get back on his good graces. Moving on. Um, Von Shay done Sashay, Shantae, her, and Osana ASS is around there to her house. Because y'all know the incident happened because Richard Morales is back on his COKE, and he had a COKERAGE after she asked him to close to lower the volume down on the TV because he was playing the game. Y'all know Osina's going through her health issues, and she finally got her down to go to sleep. And his game was loud, and she asked him to go out there to cut the volume down. And then that's when he went on his whole COKERAGE and grabbed the pow pow and pointed it at her and the baby. And then that was when she had enough. And she grabbed her bag, ran up out of the house with the baby, and then she called the cops, her parents, all the rest of that stuff. That's when he got arrested and everything happened. And now she says that she's done with him and she's ready to move on. Listen, I'm glad that you are. Um, you're saying that you feel as though this situation with the GoFundMe caused him to relapse. And maybe it did. But at the end of the day, I don't want excuses and allowances to be made. Because at the end of the day, you went through the same thing he did. It's not as if it's a situation where only he went through it, so only he can understand and figure out, and only he can go to himself or whatever. And then, all of that stress just all was on each other, and he just fell off. It was a situation that the two of you guys went through together. And it just seemed like the minute something bad happened, his first go to was to just go to that. And then he spiraled out of control. Not even his newborn daughter and him being a married man could stop that situation. But see, Vanshay, here again, you too smart. And you put all your eggs in this one basket because he's Richard Morales, aka Gunplay from Love and Hip Hop Miami. And in my opinion, you saw an opportunity there. I'm gonna be real. Even with as smart as you are, and with all that you have going on, you put all your eggs in this basket. And look at what happened. Now you have a daughter with this man. You're tied to him forever. And I'm glad you're out of the situation. And I feel horrible that you and your daughter had to go through that, especially with what you and your daughter are going through. But Vanshay, the writing's on the wall, is more than just the title of a Destiny's Child album. The writings was on the wall, and you decided to ignore all of the red flags because here again I say he's Richard Morales, aka Gunplay from Hip Hop Miami, and now you're here. I'm glad you out there situation though, sis. Next time, listen to your parents. Listen to your gut, listen to your instincts, and look at the writers on the wall. I'll be back. So, child, you got TWD meeting up with Safari and Ray J down to Sundays, honey. And the topic of conversation is what Richard got going on with Von Shay. I agree with TWD 1010%. The best way to help out a person like Richard is to not have sympathy for him. You got to let him know that he effing up and he need to get his life together. He right where he need to be. Maybe now he could be somewhere where he can sit down and reevaluate life and sit and see that there's more to life than that damn booger shit. You know what I'm saying? I agree with TWD. He don't need the sympathy. The sympathy is over with. Nigga, you need to get your shit together. Point blank, period. So then Safari let it be known about him and Amara's breakup. And TWD stand 10 toes down, and he don't believe that Amara is that type of person that would like a post like that about that baby, and he believed that it's Photoshop. I don't believe that 1010%. I believe that she liked it. I believe she saw it. She liked it because she already fell back from her with that entire situation when the GoFundMe even happened. I believe 1010% that Amara is that type of person that would like a post like that. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And I believe that is the real reason why Von Shea, again, I say, is so damn pissed with Amara. It had nothing to do with the whole friendship and the whole this, that, and this. What I believe it is, girl, I thought we were friends. So how can you sit up here and like some ish like this? That's what I think, y'all. Period. I believe Amara is that type of person 1010%. Yes, I do. Sorry. That's just me. Moving on. And Safari, you need to cut your ish too. Because while Amara won't perfect, your ass won't either. All right. You won't either. So don't sit up here and act like you was just true blue and you was just this and that, and you don't understand why Amara was giving everything that she was giving. You need to cut your ish too. Period. Child. Child. So Super Cindy meeting up with Suki, honey. They supposed to meet up to have a woman to woman conversation, but Suki just doesn't know how to do that. The only thing Suki knows how to do is to get mad at every little innuendo that she could find to get mad at, and she can use that to have an excuse for her to react within the way that she reacts. Listen, sometimes Super Cindy, you just can't help everybody and you just can't be friends with everybody. Suki says she wants to change, and I want her to change. But I just feel like at some point Suki is really gonna hit a brick wall with herself. And people are being sent in her way to try to avoid it from happening. But sometimes a person just needs to hit that brick wall. I do. I feel like that. I feel like sometimes a person needs to hit it because maybe that bump on their noggin is what's gonna need to happen to, get them to see clearly now that the rain is gone. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to say for Suki because I like Suki. I really do. I like Suki a lot. But Suki, it didn't have to get to that point. You feel as though because y'all are friends, that means she's supposed to just stifle the interview. But why would she do that? If you're not gonna expect that from none of the other bigger people that are interviewing you, why would you expect that from a person that knows you? Yeah, y'all are friends, but she has a job to do, just like you do. I don't know. Like you just gave a little girl answer. You gave a real hood booger ass answer, and I thought we were changing. I thought we were gonna be adults and handle things as adults. I mean, that's what I thought. I don't know. Um, but yeah, that's all I got. and we'll be back. Kasuki, you got too much going on, girl. So, honey, we down to the last part, and we get down to Eternal Beauty's launch. So, Amara invites the ladies, and by ladies, I mean Flo, Trina, Tree, Bobby Lights, and Gael. Child, it was all fun and it was all cool until Bobby and Tree walked in. And then here comes Bobby bringing his sissified ass up to the front. Sashaying, Shantae, all up in front of these. Let me tell y'all something. I would have been fine with it if it was Tree. Because there's Tree and Gael and well, not even Flo, Gael, two women. I didn't really appreciate seeing Bobby boss hogging all up in Gael face with all it is. Like just all that faggoty punk bullshit. Like I'm not for it. I'm not for it. At the end of the day, Bobby has nothing to do with nothing. Gael's issue was with Tree, not Bobby. And Bobby should not be so heavily invested to keep trying to prove himself to his cut. Like I'm over that at this point. I'm over that at this point. If Tree would have done all of the huffing and puffing and all of that, I would have been fine with that because it had to deal with Trina directly, and Trina is another woman to Gael. I wasn't here seeing Bobby all up in these women's faces like that. I won't down for it. I don't care that Bobby is a sissy. I won't down for it. I won't. Now, if you want to talk your ish, but do it without being all up in their face like that. I didn't appreciate that at all. I didn't like that at all, and I didn't understand why no man won't around to get up around there and yoke your ass up the way that you needed to be yoked up. He actually should have yoked your ass up the way Tonka finna yoke up King Kane ass around there to chase in Atlanta to get his ass to calm down. That's what a man should have did. A man should have came right up over there, yoke your little ass up, and be like, "Hey, get your life together. Get up out their damn face. Talk your shit, but talk it from a distance." You're not a woman, Bobby. You don't need to be getting that heavily invested in a business like that to where you boss hogging in one of their faces like that. I didn't like that at all. That was the main thing that I got from that because that was just way too much for me. It was. I'm gonna be real. That was way too much for me. Way too much for me. But that's where I feel with that child. But I will say this. Gael, Claudette, Flo. I appreciate y'all getting Trina active and giving Trina some purpose. I will say that I was really, really glad that the two of y'all was able to get her up and active like everybody else up there on this on Love and Hip Hop Miami. I got sick and tired of seeing Tree constantly skate on season after season doing the bare minimum and everybody's scared to say something to her or get crunk with her or whatever the hell gonna happen. So I do appreciate them for getting Trina working and up and active. I appreciate Trina for that. Tree, nobody else get to get time off in a day away from the shade, and neither should you, and neither do you. So I appreciate them for that. Anyway, that's it. That's all. I ain't got no more because this is the mid-season finale for this. I don't think they're gonna come back until January. The same with Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. So yeah, you guys. Until then, that's it. That's all. I ain't got no more. Y'all drop down in the comments. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about the first part of the season as a whole. Let me know y'all expectations for the second part of the season. Let me know if y'all will be back for the second part of the season. And yeah, y'all. Until then, signing out. I'm gone. Bye.
Cause when you're gone